Before you give up tonight, pause. Just for a moment. Close your eyes if you need to. Take a breath. Because if you're watching this, there's a reason. Something inside you is searching for strength, for direction, for a sign that you should keep going. And maybe, just maybe, this story is that sign. There was once a young man who felt like life was pushing him into a corner. Every effort he made seemed to break apart in his hands. He worked hard, but nothing worked out. He loved deeply, but people kept leaving. He dreamed big, but those dreams felt like clouds drifting farther away each day. One night, he reached a point where he whispered into the darkness, "I can't do this anymore." His room was dim, lit only by the glow of his phone screen. Messages he didn't want to open. Notifications that carried stress instead of joy. He stared at the wall as though it could answer the questions inside his head. Why me? Why does life keep hurting me? Why does nothing change? The silence around him felt louder than any noise. And in that silence, he started sinking into thoughts that scared him. Thoughts that said, "Give up, stop trying, end the pain." He felt alone even though he lived in a house full of people. He felt unseen even though he greeted friends every day. He felt defeated even before he had the chance to rise. That night, something happened that he didn't expect. His grandfather, who rarely visited, walked into his room. The old man looked at him carefully, not with judgment, not with disappointment, but with understanding. He sat down beside him and said gently, "You look tired." The young man didn't know what to say. His throat felt tight. His eyes felt heavy. The old man continued, "Do you know why I came? Because I've seen that look before. The quiet look of a heart carrying more weight than it was ever meant to hold." The young man finally asked, "What do you do when you feel like giving up?" The old man smiled. Not a smile of happiness, but a smile of someone who carried his own storms once. He reached into his pocket and pulled out something small and fragile, a tiny cracked porcelain cup. "I've kept this cup for many years," he said. "Everyone told me to throw it away. It was broken, imperfect. But I kept it because those cracks tell a story." He placed the cup in the young man's hands. "You see this? It survived falling. It survived breaking. And yet, it still holds water. It still serves its purpose." The young man looked at the cup closely. The cracks were visible, but they didn't make it useless. They made it unique. The old man continued, "Life isn't shaping you in the moments that feel good. Life shapes you when you're under pressure, when you're lost, when you're scared, when you're holding on by a thread. Strong steel is not made in calm fire. It is made in intense heat. And you are being shaped." The young man whispered, "But I feel so weak." "That's exactly why you're becoming stronger," his grandfather answered. "Strength doesn't come from the easy days. It comes from surviving the days you thought you couldn't." For the first time in a long time, the young man felt his heart soften. No one had ever explained it to him that way. He realized he wasn't broken. He was becoming. The pressure he felt wasn't a punishment. It was preparation. His grandfather leaned closer and said, "There are chapters in your life that will only make sense later. You don't need to know how the story ends tonight. You just need to stay long enough to see the next chapter begin." Those words echoed in the young man's mind long after his grandfather left. He looked at the cracked cup in his hand again and realized something powerful. He was still here, still breathing, still fighting, even if quietly. And that meant he had not lost yet. He made a decision that night. A quiet decision, a personal one. I will not give up tonight. Not tonight. not when there is still more for me to become. And maybe you needed to hear that too. You might be carrying pain no one sees. You might be smiling in public and breaking in private. You might be trying so hard and it feels like nothing is changing. But listen, you are not at your ending. You are at a turning point. The pressure you feel is not there to crush you. It's there to carve you into someone stronger, wiser, more resilient, more capable than you ever imagined. You don't have to fix everything tonight. You don't have to understand everything tonight. You just need to hold on, stay, breathe, believe that your story still has pages left to turn. You are not weak for feeling tired. You are not broken for struggling. You are human, and humans grow through challenges, not through comfort. You may not see the purpose of this moment now, but one day you will look back and say, that was the night everything started to change. Before you give up tonight, remember this. There are people you haven't met yet who will need your strength. There are moments of joy you haven't felt yet. There are successes waiting for you, ones you can't even imagine right now. Your story is still unfolding. You are still becoming, and the world needs the version of you that rises from this moment. This is Story of Becoming, reminding you that your life is bigger than this one painful night. Stay strong, stay hopeful, and whatever you do, don't give up tonight. You're still here for a reason, and your story is far from over.